Hello, welcome to episode 43 of the Popcornography podcast. We're back after we had a little break there.
No, whoa. You had a little break. We were here, Eddie Whittle.
Yeah, we went on holiday. Went to, where did I go? Benidorm.
He doesn't even know where he's went.
Benidorm. Can't remember any of it. That's why. But yeah, we're back. And today we're joined by... He has a strange pong. He has a tiny schlong. It's John.
Hang on a minute. What's all these labels? What's going on here?
He's lean. He's mean. It's Dean. I want to touch his spleen.
John, what's your face? You're thinking about this, aren't you? You're thinking this is a good idea or a bad idea.
I'm kind of wondering why I got the negative one out of me and you, Dean.
Who ate the pie? Sai.
Sai.
But he's not here.
Hang on a minute. Where's Sai? Where's Sai?
He's doing 155 miles an hour on the A1 trying to get here.
Yeah, Simon should be joining us shortly.
Yeah.
At some point.
Oh, I've locked the door.
You've locked the door?
I've just realised.
He'll knock. It's all good. And I'm Rick.
Oh, we're missing the sign. He's missed his greeting there. He's missed his label.
Oh, I'm pretty sure he would have loved that.
Love that one.
Get it.
It worked out all right, did it?
Okay,
When someone's voice sounds a bit croaky, don't
It's
you think,
awful,
John?
isn't it? You know, I was fine, and I sneezed when I came in. When I got home, I've been rushing around all day because we've been on an adventure this weekend, haven't we? Me and you.
And you have today as well.
Yeah, we went to see Oz. Oh, hang on, it's on my wrist still.
Oh yeah, you keep on forgetting the name, so he's got it on his wrist.
Mother, what is it?
The Shiptons.
Mother Shipton's well.
Where's that at?
Where's that at?
Nars.
Do you have a clue?
Knaresborough.
What's going on around you? Or what?
Knaresborough. I don't know. Yeah, I tell you what, John, that's gorgeous. Your
Amazing.
missus has commented on the Facebook photos as well.
Knaresborough.
She wants to go.
Yeah.
It's only about 50 minutes away.
Knaresborough.
And for
Yeah, I know
Knaresborough,
where it is.
like
Knaresborough.
for something as pretty as that to only be like, I've never heard of it. I was
Neither
so
have I.
happy with that. I was so surprised. But it's like a little hidden paradise, isn't it?
Petrifying.
It's just
How
yeah.
did you find out about it though?
Who? Me? Oh, well, yesterday we were going to do something, but I didn't know what to do. So Donna came round here, we sat down, and I found this website, like 820 odd things to do in the UK. And we were quickly scrolling through, and anything that sounded quite close,
That doesn't involve drinking.
we Googled it. And I saw this, so it was between that and Keswick, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And I was like, nah, like, cave and stuff, quite interesting. Let's go there.
Shorter drive as well, because it's a bit
Yeah.
far.
And it was brilliant. Really, really liked
It was
it.
brilliant.
And then today I've gone and seen a waterfall, and then I pulled a pint in the UK's highest pub.
But you also visited a pub that didn't serve drink.
Yeah.
That must have killed you.
That was weird.
Fucking
A
hell.
Ribena.
But what's the real reason why you've got a croaky throat?
I sneezed. Or I stayed
he's been
up
up since
quite
3.
late last night.
Yeah, I was gonna say
stayed
3
up
AM.
quite late.
What was it? Playing F1, or is that code name for something else?
It was the first. It's the first game I've bought in a very long time, and my mate was on it, and we were playing online, and it was just so addictive. Like, it's so much fun. We found a lobby where people weren't just crashing into you. We were racing properly. Do you know if you went on the inside, they'd give you the space, and you tussling for positions. It was excellent.
No crash kids.
So I stayed on that a little bit too long. But
So, what time were you in bed last night, John?
Oh, yeah, you did 8:05, I think.
Professional. What time was Dean in bed last night? Oh, thanks for asking, everyone. I was in bed about 10:30.
10:30. That is a remarkable, respectable time for you,
I'm
Dane.
not, we nearly were going out. It could have gone either way, couldn't it?
It could have. Yeah.
But the fresh air got to me, and I was like, I need to have a nap. And then
Yeah.
after my nap, I was just like, when you just.
I
you
didn't
need one
put
of them
much of a
nights.
fight, though, did I?
No, you didn't. I couldn't tell. With you, I couldn't tell if you wanted to or not.
I wasn't bothered. I wasn't that bothered, no.
I was like, I can't work him out.
I'm saving myself for Christmas when we start going out a bit more.
Yeah, you're right. The 2 weeks now. Not having a night out since Benidorm. I've not really.
No wonder.
drank, so.
After Benidorm, you must
Well,
have.
I do sound like I've got a problem, don't I? But genuinely, like
I could have done this years ago.
I just don't want to have any more alcohol for a while. I'm gonna sort myself out. Just go a bit teetotal.
Take it easy.
I'll give it till Tuesday, in all honesty.
Well, we're joining our new gym, aren't we? So I'm like a bit of a health kick coming in.
I know we've got to do that tomorrow, 5:30.
Right. Okay.
Do not forget.
Well, how can I?
Good
How
lad.
can We've got an absolutely ram-packed show, right? Because we've been away for 4 weeks, we've got so many reviews to get through.
We have.
We've seen. Let me hang on, get my list up. Well, firstly, we've got the news, which we'll blast through, and then we've got a review for The Big Sick, Logan Lucky, American Made, American Assassin, It, Kingsman, Golden Circle, and then we've got. Oh, hang on. Who's this? Hang on a second. Hang on. Hello?
Your door's locked.
You're outside. Right, I'll come and let you in. Hang on.
The fourth member.
Should have done our interview while he stood outside.
I know, yeah.
He's
Should have
been
done.
fuming.
We should have done it there.
Not that we ring. Not that we pretend to be.
By the way, he said 8:30. He's 5 minutes late. Have a word.
Our fourth member is.
What have we been doing?
What? Our fourth member is arriving.
Yeah, it's about time as well.
Fact, Simon.
Jesus. Of course, it's my fault. I'm locking the door for security reasons, mate. We're a very popular podcast. I don't want any fans kicking down the door or anything.
Gate crashers. Unsavoury characters.
See, I can't be asked with that. I've got a wife and 14 kids to support.
14. That's a lot of kids, John.
Just take your time, Simon.
We want a professional entry. What's his size of professional?
Oh,
He'll come in nice and quiet. Sit down, no fuss.
What's he brought?
He's hiding Christmas presents here.
What the f is that?
TV.
A TV? It's a podcast, you'd have tit. It's audio listeners.
There's also a new rule. We stop swearing.
Oh, you're joking.
No, because YouTube's clamping down. Oh, do not get me started on YouTube, by the way. Jesus.
Yeah.
Hang on a minute.
I saw that, and that was a bit out of order, don't you think?
We do an after credits review.
Oh, cheers, son.
The
I
show.
got a bit of pussy. Hey, well, that
It's
ain't
a brand.
swearing. It is a brand.
It's a
Pussy.
brand.
Oh, wait, lads, I ain't fucking get supermodel.
Swearing.
Can I have some of your pussy? Natural energy.
Oh, we'll squeeze up, Si.
Yeah, cheers. I don't want to break your fan.
We just said you would enter this podcast nice and professional, quiet,
I was.
no
I was
fuss.
trying. I was like, I was like,
No one even noticed you sliding.
As if 100% natural.
No one ever noticed the
ingredients
side
of pussy,
slide
though.
into there.
yes.
They never noticed you slide into the side.
Hey, this is the first time we've been sat together, Sam. During the podcast, how you doing,
They
mate?
definitely don't notice him sliding.
Anyway,
Are you in yet, Si?
Hey, we can't swear, but we can do lots of euphemisms.
Yeah, we can.
euphemisms.
Yeah.
Euphemisms.
As if they're cranking down on that.
So yeah, we've got a show called After Credits. You'll hear it in if you listen to this podcast. It's in the subscription, so there's no problems there. But on YouTube, we upload it onto there, right? Now, bearing in mind, we went to see the film. I edited it together. I put it on YouTube. Got to bed about 1 o'clock. Proper tired at work the next day. Get an email saying video's deleted, and I was like, "Why have they deleted my video?" When I finally got home, looked into it, and they've deleted it because it's called After Credits. Now, the show's called After Credits because we review it straight after the film, right?
Yeah.
Have you already started?
In the title, yeah. In the
Mother
title,
lovers.
in the title, it says After Credits review Kingsman Golden Circle or whatever it's called, 2017 spoiler-free review. So it's clear that it's a review. On the thumbnail, it's a review, and yet they deleted it and gave me a strike on my account.
So,
I wasn't best pleased.
have you commented and made an appeal?
I've appealed it, but the video's still not up at the moment. But look, people listening to the podcast are absolutely fine. It's there. It's the last show before this one, so it's.
Fox. Oh, sorry, Bob.
Oh, this isn't. gonna be-
The thing is,
It's not
though,
going well, is
Fluffy
it?
bunny.
if the YouTube are cranking down on swear words, right? I'll follow
It's a load of rubbish, isn't it?
the True Geordie. It was
The True Geordie.
The True
Isn't
Geordie.
that your nickname?
True Geordie.
What a coincidence!
He
What a
must
coincidence!
have got it from me. And he swears his head off
Yeah.
constantly,
Yeah.
but still uploads his videos.
Yeah.
So what's it? I mean, I've just listened to one before I came here this afternoon, and he's going for it.
Yeah, I know. Some of them
So-
do, but it's getting to that point. I think they're going to start.
You can't monetize
So-
it though because
That's
sponsors
it.
won't.
That's right. Monetized. But
Yeah.
we're not monetizing anyway at the moment. But I'm just thinking in the future, if we want to kind of do that, then
Oh,
it's
this is
going
gonna be
to
difficult, isn't it?
throw a spanner
The
in the works.
advertisers don't want to be connected with negative content.
Here we go, we're back to the 1950s. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Dean Elliott, Rick Masters, John Lapworth, and Simon Lambert for this week's podcast.
With a jolly chap.
We'll have to just talk like
He's
that.
had some pussy.
That was
So
actually a
that's
really.
probably
I
why
like
that's-
that. You should do all intros.
No.
You
all
dropped yourself, innit?
interviews.
It's only because I'm quite energetic because I literally did 100 mile an hour down the A1 because of you.
Because you're quite. What do you mean? Because of me?
Hang on, you knew about this.
Hang on.
Where were you, by the way? You rang me at 4 o'clock, and then your nose just twitched. That was weird. And then you were still coming back 2 hours, 3 hours later.
Yeah, we went
4 hours.
we went for a meal. We went towards Leeds. So
you went the wrong way. So you went. All right.
Yeah,
so
So we went back over on ourselves. So I thought, we'll be fine. We'll have plenty of time. And then it was just like, yeah, I've got an hour to get back.
Yeah.
I was like,
It's all right. You made it. All good.
Barely.
You've got us in the intro, so
Without exceeding the speed limit, we can say for our fans.
Yeah,
and safe
it was
driving.
100 kph.
KPH. Exactly.
I like the way you got that in there. What's 100 kb? It's about 80. 90.
yeah, the YouTube
Yeah.
police will come
Yeah.
on, give you a speeding ticket.
I know, yeah.
We've got a crew. We were saying how much there is in this podcast, and we've 20 minutes odd.
We've done fuck all.
We've got nowhere.
Oh, sorry. There's nothing.
John.
See, this is ridiculous. This is good. Oh, yeah. Can you not just.
Crew review. We've all sat and watched. What have we watched?
Edge of
Tomorrow.
Edge of Tomorrow. Another Tom Cruise film, like Top Gun.
We've got a little game set up as well, which we only briefly touched on. Aside doesn't have a clue, so we'll get to that as well. I better write that down. Game. We'll do the game before crew review. The game I was going to play isn't set up because I've been busy, so we'll do that next podcast. But
Busy. He lives on his own. No commitments, and he's busy.
I'm very busy.
Okay, no. Oh, come on! Right, keep going.
We might have to get rid of John, you know.
Oh, this is ridiculous.
You just have to add beeps, it'll be quite funny.
Yeah.
Beep,
Oh yeah, I love
beep,
to sit there.
Just
I'm
think-
just saying how busy I am.
Thing is, though, John, do you swear like this at work?
Yeah, but
No, he doesn't.
I do when I don't.
Imagine you're on the phone.
Yeah.
No, I don't do it on the phone, obviously.
So, should we crack on? Should we get into the news?
Yes, go.
Tomb Raider trailer.
Seen it?
Tomb Raider trailer came out.
I've seen it.
We've seen it.
Yeah, she's got no boobs.
And
That was the first thing you noticed. How
Yes.
shallow.
That
How
is
shallow was
massively sexist.
that is really
that?
bad,
That was
mate.
sexist. It was shallow.
That's worse than his black comment the other day with Idris Elba.
Yeah.
Yeah, so shallow.
She's beautiful.
She's
and
beautiful.
First thing I
she's
noticed
an
was
active person. You two might have to squeeze together a bit
I
more.
like- I
'cause,
just-
Si, you're sounding not.
I'm
very
not. I'm just saying. You know, the game was created by mistake with them. You know, it was someone having a bit of fun, and it turned out to be the key ingredient.
good. Well,
It was actually. It was a big talking point, wasn't it, as well, when the later games got released. So the first thing you looked at when you saw the trailer was reminded of that key ingredient.
Do you know, it wasn't actually. It was actually a comment that someone put on the YouTube
Oh, right.
trailer, and I was thought, like, do you know, he's got a point. He's got a point. This lad has got a point. Where on earth are my Babylons?
but if they did that, if she came out with massive Babylons,
Objectifying women.
right?
The
You
objectifying
know how
women.
everyone is nowadays. We've just been talking about PC, haven't we? And all everyone would have kicked off and gone, it's sexist and.
But
We're trying to get away from all
when
this
Vin
and-
Diesel whips his
I know.
top off, and,
Right.
he's,
Yeah.
and he's
It's
nicked
true.
one show.
It is.
true.
It's true. It is.
Oh, The Rock.
I mind.
Exactly. Right. Well, it's give and take a little bit. Come on. let's
She
talk
looks
about
like her from the new games, though, and it
Yes.
feels
Yeah.
like it's been ripped straight out of them new games.
The new games were downsized.
And there were downsides in the games.
I think, if I remember rightly, there's bits of the trailer. I think you remember for little bits from the game, like the.
Yeah.
Yeah, I said that, didn't I?
I was like, I'm sure I played
Yeah.
a little bit that, and it touched a bit on that.
Yeah.
So I think they're
Yeah.
trying to.
Especially the boat scene where you've got to go through a storm.
Yeah.
Especially that, and also her landing on the island as well.
Yes.
There are bits
Um,
from the. Yeah.
Yeah, there is quite a lot of.
Did anyone
Well, I
finish
would say
the
quite a
original?
lot, but it does remind you of the game.
Did anyone finish the original one on the PS1?
Yeah.
I
I don't know
didn't
if I
have a PS1.
finished it. Did I finish it? I remember the T-Rex. That was the first one, wasn't it?
Yes.
And you could go back on yourself and find the T-Rex, and that was class. Love that.
So it's been how long's it been going on for now? Do you know how many years?
I don't know. I can't
And when
remember.
did it first start? Well, it was years ago, wasn't
It
it?
was a very long time ago. But the biggest question is it going to be any good? Because game to film never works. Assassin's Creed was... I was hoping that would be the turning point, and that was terrible. And I genuinely, there's no decent...
I don't know if this sounds stupid, but I think the game was written well.
That's the problem.
I enjoyed that game.
enjoyed the game,
Yeah.
and I've never got into the Tomb Raider series. I've never, because it was being silly, and the original films with,
Angelina Jolie.
yeah, they were. I was just like, I was a bit meh.
She had boobs.
Yes, and that's what made it great.
I see. I didn't find her appealing.
But I tell you what,
Oh, she was nice in
these
them.
games, I wasn't expecting anything. I didn't even download it until it was free on Gold for Live, whatever it's called.
Yeah.
And I was hooked when I started playing. I was that
Brilliant,
hooked,
isn't it?
I bought the next game.
See, I haven't played that one, but I've got it. I just haven't played it yet.
Again, I loved it. Brilliant.
That's my concern for the film as well. Is that the last version of Tomb Raider that was just released was they're getting so good at making computer games now. You feel like you have a film in the game itself. And
Yeah.
It might just feel like, just like you said.
But if
an
they write it
adaptation
as
of the-
well, I think...
I
it
don't
would do
know.
good.
I still don't think it'll be good. It's just
I have
that
more high
feeling.
expectations on this one than I did.
I got like that with Assassin's Creed though. This feels very similar. Like I just got a bad feeling about it. But I want it to be good. I want this to finally change video game to film.
What else springs to mind apart from Tomb Raider and Assassin's Creed that's actually gone from game to film?
Mario.
Oh, that was terrible. You can't bring that in.
It's a film.
I know, but terrible.
Something recent.
World of Warcraft. That
Yes.
was also terrible.
Okay, keep going. Anything else?
Final Fantasy, but that was.
I never even watched that.
They're
never bothered with
constantly
that.
knocking them out, but they're all more anime.
Mortal Kombat. That wasn't bad. I know.
Street Fighter. Street Fighter was.
that was
That
Can't even
was
know.
garbage. That was garbage. Oh my god! I think that finished Jean-Claude Van Damme. I think that finished his career.
Tron. Yeah.
Doom wasn't so bad, but that was with the Rock one.
Rock, yeah, Rock.
Mortal Kombat.
See, I like the ones after, because they did a few, didn't the Mortal Kombat after? The original was so much better.
Alone in the Dark. Is that
that
Alan
was
Wake?
shite.
Is that Alan Wake?
No.
No, it was crap.
Resident Evil, of course.
Yeah, Resident Evil, brilliant.
Silent Hill. Resident
Of
Evil.
course, the Resident
Silent Hill,
Evils.
shite.
The Resident Evils have always been bad, but so bad that they can be good.
The first one was just
Need for Speed.
Need for Speed was decent, actually.
Wreck-It Ralph.
That's a very good point, Si. That's actually a half decent film. That.
Game really, it's a mix of old-fashioned games.
No, Wreck-It Ralph, yeah, is just it uses
mash.
game characters, but it's not a game.
Oh, I was going to say.
It's like Pixels, isn't
Hitman,
it?
yeah.
Hitman.
No.
I think what we're saying here, though, is Tomb Raider, gone past history. It's. Yeah.
I tell you what the Final Fantasy, what you're talking about, I watched that Final Fantasy from 2001. That was, I think it was its biggest film
Right.
sort of release, and that was not too bad. Didn't have a clue what was going on, because I never played the game.
That's the problem if you
And
haven't
that's
played the
it.
game.
It was literally, it went way over my head. It was pretty colours
Yeah.
and bouncy boobs.
Yeah.
That was about it.
Well, funny we're talking about this because we've got a new little show that we're going to start up, and it's all very early in the works at the moment, so we won't go into much of it. But I need to talk to you after the podcast, actually, say about this. But yeah, just keep your eyes peeled for something coming soon. And then in other news, It becomes the highest grossing horror movie of all time.
No.
It's also broken all the records for
No.
September. It's the highest grossing
No.
September.
No.
I think you're giving away your review there, John. Now, we're reviewing it later, and John has actually seen it. John's seen a film that's at
Wow.
the cinema.
You've seen it.
Amazing. And so has Dean.
I've
So
seen
they've
it.
got a big review coming up. So we
What's
won't
the
go any.
cinema?
We'll bring this
See
back
cars.
up when we come to that, right?
So I could have had that one, couldn't I? Oh.
So that is the news. We'll get through the news quickly because we've got a lot of reviews to do.
We've got a busy podcast.
We have. Are you ready for the reviews?
Go.
Right. So the first one, really quickly, because it's actually not. It's not really at the cinema, but I just wanted to mention it. I watched The Big Sick.
Crap.
Not many people have watched it.
There you go. End of.
You haven't seen it, have you?
Amy's watching it tonight.
You haven't seen it, right? I watched it. It's one of the best films this year. It is so well written. It feels so natural. It's such a nice little movie.
The big what?
The Big Sick. It's about a lad, a Muslim lad who wants.
Don't watch it.
Just because it's not a romance. No, hang on. Just because it's a romance movie. So I
can't do him.
Right, go on then.
He falls in love with this girl, this white girl, but his family want him to get with they want to do the arranged marriages.
Oh, yeah.
And it's got a lot of comedy elements in it. It's proper laugh out loud at times. He's a comedian. That's his job. And it's all about how it's just that. It's as simple as that. It's just a nice little life
See,
story.
I can't understand that in real life. Why can't somebody just choose their own path?
I've got a friend who's currently going through it at the moment, and
I just don't get it.
she's planning to tell her parents, and she's
Just let that person go through their own path. Meet who they want to meet. Marry who they want to marry.
Religion can do some strange things, can't it?
If that film's that good, then John needs to watch it, and you two need to
It
do a
is
review.
very well written, honestly. It is a nice little film. Claire would love it. Like, genuinely, both sit down and watch that. You'll like
Do you know,
it.
this is going off, say, subject in genre, kind of carry on, but it was like that Zootopia when that come out. Claire said, "Oh, do you fancy going seeing it with the kids?"
Yeah,
and
you just think, oh, no.
I said, well, I'll just fall asleep for 2.5 hours. I could do with a kip.
That's quite good.
And anyway, yeah,
It's
I
excellent,
would
isn't
say about 2 minutes in,
Yeah.
I thought this is, this is getting borderline okay.
Got a lot of
And then
adult themes to it,
yeah,
as well, though.
it was so
Quite
well
deep.
written. It was it was cast brilliantly.
Yeah.
It was superb.
That's
And
what I got-
hooked straight away.
That's what I got with from this film. It just felt so natural. It didn't feel like they were acting. They genuinely just got on. And the guy, he's actually lived this. The main actor, it's based on his story. So it's a little passion project of his, and it just feels so genuine. It's got that fella in.
That fella.
What's
That
he
one.
called? He's in that American sitcom.
Oh.
It's named after him. Hang on.
I tell you what, though, another good animated film which I was quite took me surprise, which I thought, this will be terrible, and I put it off. And Sing.
I haven't seen that.
Do you know what? And I tell you what, you try and not admit it, but you will sing along to it.
So look at that side.
Guaranteed.
You're being surprised by a film, right? Do you not think this could happen
No.
now and again with
It's romance. No.
But this isn't romance because he's
all
fighting.
but-
It's more about him tackling the parent issue and stuff. It's a much
See,
deeper.
that does, as much as it sounds bad, that doesn't.
It sounds
really
like drama,
interest
to be
me
honest. More
in that sort of
romantic
sense
drama.
in a film.
It's got him in it.
couldn't-
Sorry.
Yeah.
Ray Romano. You know the guy who plays him in that sitcom.
Yes, I know what you mean. Yeah, I know what you mean.
What's he called? What's it from?
I don't know. I know what you mean. But not all romantic films, romantic drama films, that sort of carry on, and not all the same, mate.
I know, but there's just something inside me. As soon as it goes on, it literally lasts for 5 minutes, and then I go,
Everybody Loves Raymond.
"Anyone a brew?"
Oh yeah, I often
That's what
once.
it's from.
You know what I mean? It's that sort of that's my mentality, and I don't know if it's just something it's just
Well,
stuck with.
it's a good job you don't have to review all
Romance.
sorts of films, isn't it?
It's a good job. It's a good job you guys will sit and watch a romance.
I've got a great idea for a crew review genre selection.
I won't slap you silly because
That would be amazing.
I won't do it.
You have to. The rule is you have to watch these films. That is the set.
Sunday. I will pull a
My eyes
sickie.
are injured.
Yeah, I will pull a sickie.
Right, so The Big Sick, really, really good. Go watch it. All right.
I tell you, what, if that does come up, I'm going straight for Love Actually.
You're making
Well, you'll have so many sick days, you're going to stage 2.
I know.
Hey, Christmas. All the photoshops, that was amazing. We can do that again this year.
I will literally. I just won't turn up. I will not turn up for
Photoshopping Simon into all these Love Actually scenes.
Next.
Second film, Logan Lucky. It's got Channing Tatum. It's got him from
like
Star Wars, the bad guy.
Chris Pine.
Star Wars.
Cumberbatch.
No, Cumberbatch from Star Wars.
What? Eh? Oh, how long? I'm trying to think wrong film here. It's Kylo Ren, the guy who plays Kylo Ren.
Yeah. It's got Daniel Craig in it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Daniel Craig, who doesn't play his usual thing. He's like a slightly.
It's an oddball, quirky,
Yeah. Have you seen
over
it?
the top. No, I've seen the trailer.
Who's Adam
I've
Driver?
seen the trailer.
Katie Holmes is in it as well.
Oh, hello. That's Tom Cruise's ex, isn't it?
I don't know.
Yeah, it is. It's a good film. It's a heist film, and they're gonna. He's having a bad time. Channing Tatum's having a bad time, and he just wants to do something with his life. He just feels a bit trapped, and he goes to rob a football stadium. Oh no, it's not. It's NASCAR, and it's a fun little movie, but it just doesn't. It just didn't wow me. I left thinking, yeah, it was all right, but there was something not quite. It had some good comedy elements in it, and the chemistry between them all was good, but I don't know. I don't know. So I just left feeling a bit like, it's all right. So
Sensational.
watch it when it's out.
What a brilliant
It's worth a watch. But there's just something missing. I don't know what. I can't put my finger on it.
What do you think of Craig's acting? Because people were picking up on that, weren't they?
Yeah, obviously they're all doing these like redneck accents, and usually when a character, like an actor, is putting on an accent, it annoys the hell out of me because you know that's not their normal accent. You're kind of focusing on it, even if you don't want to.
Are you looking for mistakes?
Maybe, yeah. Do you not do that?
Yeah.
But he nailed it. It was excellent, really good.
It's like when Idris did it with Alien Covenant.
Right, yeah.
And he obviously went from English to American. And I was quite impressed how well he pulled it off.
I think you asked him about that in an interview, didn't you?
I think I did, didn't I?
podcasts
Yeah.
ago.
Yeah. Do you remember that, Dean? Do you remember me asking? Oh, you weren't there, were you, mate? Oh,
Wasn't there,
yeah, you keep going off for a
Oh,
shite
yeah,
every
you
time.
keep going. Keep
I was
going
in
off
the toilet.
Oh, you've got to alright today, mate.
So Logan
I
Lucky.
cleared them out today.
Go good. Logan Lucky, 3 stars from me on that one. It's a decent film, decent watch, just nothing outstanding.
What was the other one? Home that Sicky one.
The Big Sick? I gave a 4,
Oh, a romantic film he gives a 4.
I believe.
Dear me.
Trying to impress the women.
Now there's 2 films that came out this month. I'm trying to impress what women? 2 films out this month under the name American, American Made, and American Assassin. American Assassin is again it's a decent enough film.
Have you seen all these, by the way?
Yeah, it's been a busy month, honestly. Seriously, it's so many films this month.
How do you find the time to go and watch these?
Doesn't sleep.
Well, it's been 4 weeks since the last podcast.
Because someone went to bed.
One a week.
Oh, yeah.
One a week. There you go.
One a week.
Right, so American Assassin.
It's all right. It's a generic kind of action thriller. I'm not going to waste much time on American Assassin. I'll read out what I put in my little mini review. American Assassin hits a few easy targets, but is lacking any kind of style or wit to truly bring it to life. It's uninspired, middle-of-the-road spy thriller that just about entertained. All right, that's my.
That was it.
That's
Okay.
what I think of it. It was all right.
How many stars did it get on there?
I gave that 3.
3.
It's all right. It's decent.
So what's the next one? American what?
American Made, Tom Cruise. He's
yeah.
a smuggler, and he's working for the CIA. But then he's just little side jobs for Pablo Escobar. I said that right, didn't I?
He's a busy man, Tom Cruise, isn't he?
Isn't
And funny enough, it's directed by the director who did Edge of Tomorrow, which we've all watched for our crew review.
We have.
And it is so snappy and quick and fun and energetic. One of them films where you just feel like you've been sat there for just 10 minutes and it's like finished, and you're just like, that was so good. It's just really, really well done, and the pacing's perfect. Genuinely is. It's really funny as well. In my little review, it's Lyman, I believe, the director. Instills his film with a breathtaking amount of energy. It's a pure piece of cinematic entertainment, stylish, moving, and enormously funny in places. This is action cinema at its best. 5 stars.
Wow.
Bum,
Is
bum, bum.
that the first one you give 5?
Stars.
Oh, been a few 5s.
Are
Yeah.
Right.
They don't have to be perfect to get 5. You can't have a perfect movie because everybody likes things
I
slightly
disagree.
differently. Well, you would. You can have a perfect movie for you.
does.
But you can't have a perfect movie that everybody agrees on because everybody has their own little things that they like in movies.
I dare say, mate, because you're probably.
If you say Transformers, and I believe John and Dean have seen it.
It.
I think you should go
I
first,
think.
Dean. What
Dean,
did you
go.
think?
Yeah, you go.
It. Well, it's of course a Stephen King book, and I have not actually read the book, but I've spoken to a lot of people that have read the book, and there was the original TV miniseries as well of it that goes back to the 80s, 90s that I watched.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Didn't you? The miniseries didn't have anywhere near, of course, as big budget as what a movie release would. So I think this movie was so popular because all the people that remembered the book, and all the people that remembered the original miniseries went to see it, and anyone that hadn't seen it had heard so much about it, they went to see it as well because it's one of the best performing films, isn't it? Isn't it one of the best performing
Isn't
films?
it?
Isn't it?
It is now
It is,
the highest grossing horror movie ever made.
John's shaking his head because we can see that some kind of angry mode's going to come out in John soon.
Angry John's bubbling.
But it was actually, I went in, and my biggest fear going in to watch it was even though I've not read the book, I knew the entire story from watching the miniseries, and I thought, am I going to enjoy this?
Is it the same story?
Yes.
Right, okay.
It's exactly the same story, and some of the scenes are pretty much exactly the same as the miniseries, but there are quite a lot of surprises, quite a lot of fantastic acting performances. The way some of the scenes, the way that everything comes together.
Just to say, John's got his head in his hands.
It was a really, really good movie, you know. And it isn't your typical horror movie.
I don't know how he can complain because he watched Wrong Turn 23.
Yeah. And before he says anything, John, I'd like to state, I put on, because I haven't seen it and I'm very annoyed at myself, but you've seen how many films I've had to cram in this month, right?
Oh, he's had to. Right, go on.
Well, you know what I mean? Like, and horror's not really my thing, so it didn't go quite hard.
Basically, he would absolutely crap his pants.
Just a massive wuss.
Yeah,
Such a wuss.
See,
I do want to see it.
Right, hang on.
right?
Before you go any further, Rick, how many stars, Dean?
Well, that's his weakness, isn't it? That's his weakness, is that he doesn't like horrors. But just going into a bit more, right? There's the kid part of the book and there's the adult part of the book. This film concentrates on the kid part of the story,
For now.
which for a lot of people always considered the best part of the story, the book and the miniseries. And because it's made so much money, they're probably going to go on to do the adult.
We'll probably get about
story.
50.
Well, they are going to
100
do a sequel.
I thought it was-
It's confirmed.
But I thought it was brilliant.
I'm a bit of a layman on this bit. I don't get what's the kids.
You'll have to see.
don't
Without
get
spoilers,
Is it?
it's in two parts because
Is it a perspective? Are you talking about?
yeah, because all these things happen as the kids. This whole horror thing
Right.
unfolds when the kids. But then there's a second part of the book where it all starts to kick off again when they're adults. So there's two parts.
So how many stars, Dean?
Hang on. Stranger Things, have you seen that?
Stranger Things. The kids.
Is it
same
similar
kid.
to that?
It's a similar
same
vibe to
kid?
Stranger. The same kid that's the star of Stranger Things is actually plays one of the parts in It. So straight away you think Stranger Things when he comes on the screen. Yeah.
Okay.
So how many stars?
How many stars? Well, you see, it's not your typical horror. It's not your stupid teen flick where they're all idiots and do stupid things.
I like
I'm
that.
going for 5, John.
5 stars. Jesus.
5
And
stars.
just to throw this in,
I
asked,
really enjoyed it.
because I haven't seen it. I said I'd like to know what my followers thought. Right? 202 people voted. They had an option of outstanding, decent, average, or horrible. I could have gone with shit. Shit it.
Beep.
But no, it.
Oh, okay.
It's not a swear word.
Retracted.
5% said horrible, so I think some do agree with you. 14% said average, 28% said decent, and a staggering 53% said outstanding. So, John, would you like to make your...
Pass your phone.
Get away.
Pass your... No, I want... turn around.
Don't touch anything.
Just put it there, then.
No, just look.
So 53 of your vote...
Well, be careful.
Followers, yeah.
53%.
Including some of our listeners.
Right,
no
okay. Do they know what a good film is?
Oh, I see. I knew he was going to pull that bag out of the bag.
They'll be all sat there going, hey, look, you love Transformers, so...
It was terrible. It was absolutely... The only decent part was the person who played the clown. He's Swedish, and he's got this great terrifying smile, which he pulled off I think which he perfected when he was about 10.
Right.
Because he's got like a few other people that are in his family that are actors, and anyway. So he can pull off a really,
So he can smile.
He can pull off a really decent,
You're
terrifying smile, and that was it.
Right, what do you... Well,
You're giving it 5. Dean, you need your hell looking at me.
no,
You haven't explained
it's
yourself. You haven't
right.
explained yourself. Come on.
yeah, you can't
Right,
say...
all right, okay.
It's hard without spoilers, though, isn't it?
Basically, Tim Curry, who played it, was had the... What's the original? I would say a remake is to try and actually enhance the entertainment. Would you agree?
Well, bring it up to modern day. Better
use-
special effects. Maybe, tighten the story. Maybe create a slightly different twist on the story.
Exactly, yes. So you're going to use the original as a guideline. Maybe, I don't know, copy it, but enhance it. Make it more entertaining. Make it something that the original
What if
didn't.
it's bringing it to a new audience?
Yeah, no, hang on. Make the original more. I don't know, like it missed something,
Right.
and bring that to life a bit more.
Okay.
It didn't. Well,
So
It
it's just
was terrible.
So because you knew the story, it was terrible.
no.
or- the acting.
The acting wasn't so bad.
Right.
The kids, I enjoyed the acting. The guy who played it was really good. It wasn't jump out, screamy sort of really terrifying. It wasn't.
Right.
It was predictable, and that's what really pissed me off.
It wasn't massively scary.
It was,
I'll
no,
agree
it
with
wasn't.
that.
It was
wasn't
predictable,
hugely scary.
and that's what really got to me because everybody in the well, people behind me, they were really knocking, to be honest, because they were proper screaming. I'm thinking, what are you screaming at? If
I guess everyone's
surely
got
you
different
know
levels
what's
of-
coming. I mean, with this
I
type
don't
of
know whether
film,
we're in a cinema
probably
with people
be-
screaming behind because I'd be joining them going, "What are you doing?
Yeah, I'd be behind the seat.
with this sort of film,
You're doing that
I was not. I went in there knowing I wasn't going to be frightened. I don't know why, because I've heard bad reviews before of other people as well. So that kind of put
It's
my
very
mind
much
in
Marmite,
perspective.
isn't it? We were saying it's like a Marmite film. Like I've heard people rave about it, and you're not the only one. There's a lad at work who didn't like it.
It was predictable. What I knew was coming.
That was my biggest fear because I'd seen the miniseries. I thought I know everything that's
was
going to happen.
terrible.
I know the whole storyline. I'm probably not going to like this, but it surprised me because
No, it
I
was
think the last
terrible.
time I saw the miniseries when it originally came out. So even though I knew what was going to happen,
And
when I
5
watched it, I
stars as
still
well.
enjoyed watching
No,
it
it
all
was
again.
terrible.
I really enjoyed it. I think it was a brilliant because
Pacing was good. Yeah.
yeah, and you just don't get many films like that are horrors. It's a really unique story.
What really
So I enjoyed
got
it.
on my absolute niblet, it was predictable. There was nothing actually that was going to frighten
Aren't
me
a lot
to
of
death.
films nowadays? Aren't a lot of films in general? Like usually, there's a good guy, there's a bad guy, and the bad guy's going to lose. That's predictable. Like,
There was
and
no, there
if
was
you've
no
read
point.
the books or if you've watched the older one, I guess it's even more predictable, isn't it? Because you know.
There was no point. I jumped. I just knew what was coming.
To be a good film, it has to. If it's in the horror genre, it has to be terrifying. Then.
Well, no, not in that sense. It was just, it's hard to explain. See, the actors were good.
Yeah.
The actors were really good. From the children actors to the adult actors, they did a good job.
Right.
Of whoever cast them. Like I say, that Swedish fellow who played it himself was brilliant. Pennywise.
Yeah.
Pennywise. I mean, the opening scene I thought was a bit too over the top.
It was a lot more over the top than the miniseries.
Yeah, to be
lot
honest,
more.
I thought,
Right.
what are you playing at?
I think they wanted to shock the audience right
Well,
from the
it
start
shocked.
with that.
I think that's the only thing that shocked me. Because to be honest, I wasn't expecting what I was expecting. So that's the only thing that shocked me. But again, I was like, well, okay, well, that's happened. Fine, fair enough. Right, we'll carry on. But it was just like nothing. It wasn't as entertaining as I wanted it to be, and I was quite disappointed.
I need to watch this. don't I?
But Star Wise won. 2.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
2.
How about the original? Have you seen the original miniseries then? You have, yeah?
I haven't. I've seen the original with Tim Curry who played it. With
That's the original miniseries, the TV one. know.
I mean,
Nigel, who writes the reviews for our website, he loved it.
You know where Pennywise comes from as well? They're actually thinking about... You said about films building universes up. They're thinking about making more films about... It's meant to be this dimension where Pennywise comes from, and they want to expand and make more films.
Not
from
another
that.
universe.
Yeah,
type thing.
another
God,
universe.
stop,
Yeah, I saw
please.
that. Pennywise versus
Some
somebody.
dark dimension it comes from or something.
The Mummy universe isn't working. The DC one's not really working. Like, just leave it alone. Just because one studio did it.
I just don't. I just didn't get it. The whole, like I said, the actors were great. The actors did the job, but it was just the way it was written, the way it came. Oh, it was just not nice.
Oh well.
Not nice.
I think it's one of them you have to go and find out yourself.
Go and find out yourself.
Obviously,
Go and watch it.
I'm one of the 5% that you've decided.
No,
to put a vote
like I
on.
say, I know a few people who have also not liked
it
it.
was-
But it's one or the other. People absolutely loved it or hated it. There's no one kind of... I've not talked to anyone who thought it was
It's-
alright.
It's made a lot of money, so watch out.
It's made a silly amount of money.
Exactly. So watch out for the Stephen King universe next. They're all coming.
Yeah, but I mean, why is it made that amount of money? It's because it's a great novel.
Next, we'll be having a remake of Tommy
It's-
Knockers.
And apparently it's a really good film to some people. So the word of mouth from that.
Well, no, it's. I mean, Stephen King is a legend with his horror writing stories. So to actually portray that onto a big
the
screen,
buzz was high, like.
everyone's going to want to see it. Don't get us wrong,
Buzz
and
was
I was one of them. Obviously, I've seen what was in the past and the originals and what have you. But this, I mean, like I say, if you're going to enhance something on a remake, do it right.
I want to say one thing about the enhancing though, John, is that I thought that one of my big things about enjoying the new one more than the older one was that I thought that they made the ending better. Because in the old one, the ending I always thought was such a letdown on the TV miniseries stroke film. And this new one, I think that they improved the ending quite a lot on it.
Apart from his terrifying smile and the acting ability of the kids and the adults, I can't think of any positives. I really can't. It was just too. You knew what was coming. I didn't like that.
Well, there we go, folks. John despises it. Dean loves it.
If there was a half, I would do 1.5. But I think 2. I'm being generous.
Dean licked that Marmite straight off the toast. Devoured the crusts.
You did. And the final review, again, it's me and Dean, Kingsman: The Golden Circle.
Hang on. You think it's just you and Dean?
It is just me.
It is just you.
Now, we did our after credits thing. Has anything changed in your mind, Dean, since we did that?
No, nothing's changed really. I thought it was a really, really good film. Enjoyed it all the way through. I thought it was a smidgen less good than the original Kingsman, but that's just because the original Kingsman was the origin story, and so they're always really interesting.
Yeah.
Watching the build-up of the characters and how they all get into the parts.
And them action scenes in the first Kingsman are incredible. And because we've seen that now, it's not like fresh anymore. So it's
So you're
it's still brilliant.
Yeah,
but
you still expected certain
loses
things.
that
The humour
wow
was
factor.
brilliant in it. It had some
It
really
was.
nice, funny touches.
Really funny, wasn't it?
Is it on par?
No, the first one. Well, you see, I've thought about it a bit more, and because I did a written review, and I've sat and I took my time to work it all out. Now, what did surprise me when I did my written review and I did some research, Matthew Vaughn, who's the director, I love him, and one of my other favourite directors is Guy Ritchie, and they do have a very similar kind of. It's always London in it, and the London guys and the geezers, and the reason why is because Matthew Vaughn worked as a producer on Lock, Stock and Snatch, so that's why there's that connection. I never knew that until I'd looked into it. Now, when I broke it down from my review, I did realise a few things, and this isn't spoiler, but it might annoy some. So if you don't want to know any spoilers at all, they're not spoilers, but if you don't want to know anything about the film, why listen to a review?
You've been gagging to say this, haven't you?
Yeah.
I think I know what he's going to say.
Now then, the plot is incredibly similar to the first film. The other thing that annoyed me quite a bit was the message they're trying to get across. Now, obviously, Guy Ritchie and Matthew Vaughn haven't really got anything. They're not against drugs because they feature. They're not heavy in their films, but you can tell that there's drug references quite a bit. And in this film, it's pro drugs for a lot of the film. There's one bit where she passes over a bowl of sugar and she's like, "That's 10 times more addictive than cocaine and kills millions more people."
And she
right?
says the same thing about like tobacco, alcohol.
Yeah, and there's
I
even
don't say the problem.
Yeah, but statistically they're right, aren't they? It's just they're touching on that.
But there's a lot less people who do cocaine than sugar, so it's all a bit. But anyway, there's a few characters who are doing what they're doing because of certain things that have happened badly with drugs. One of them had lost his girlfriend to 2 smackheads, and then you're like, hang on a minute, like that's a negative thing to drugs. What are you trying to say here now? Like, what's going on? And then there's a lot of elements where they're against drugs. Drugs are bad. Drugs are bad. It starts an argument and then just sits on the fence and doesn't do anything with it. And you're just like, you're scratching your head thinking, what are you doing?
I know a few women like that.
It sounds like you've been watching a television debate.
EastEnders. You've been watching it.
But that's why it gets away with it, because it's not a serious film. There's a lot of humour and jokes in it, so it gets away with being able to just juggle, doesn't it, with going one way and then the other. But you're right, it's just on the fence.
It got away with it in the after credits, but I'm not letting it off now.
He's not letting it off.
It's a fun film, but I just think that the script was too similar, and it's a bit. It's at war with itself a little bit. The bad guy, Julianne Moore, isn't it? Julianne Moore. She's not as good as Samuel L. They again play a very similar character, and because it's such a similar role, it makes it even more obvious that Samuel L. Jackson's like much better bad guy.
Has she got a lisp?
No, she hasn't got a lisp.
Well, I don't want to watch it now.
No, it's still fun.
Well, no, because
It's over long as well. I think they could have trimmed it by
I don't
about.
like
Hasn't
drugs.
got a lift. She's got a mincer.
Yeah,
She's got a mincer. Get in, I'm there.
she has got a mincer. Oh, that's a weird spit. That's a spoiler.
Anyway,
So no, there is some genuinely brilliant bits, really good scenes. And if this had been the first film, then wow. But because we've had the first one, and this one just is a bit too similar in story, it's a little over long. There's a bit of a dip in the middle. It's like it could have just.
You see, I was okay. I was okay being dished up similar stuff again, because I enjoyed it all the way through. But the first thing I said when we did the after credits was, I hope they don't make a third one.
Well, they already
I hope they don't make a fourth one. I hope it doesn't go on like James Bond forever, because I quite like Kingsman and I quite like the second one. That's enough Kingsman for me.
Third one's on the way already.
see, that's where they'll destroy it, man. That's where they'll just take it down to avenue where people will think, what the flip are you doing?
but if it's going to pull in the money, they'll keep churning them out.
It's done
Yeah,
alright.
but will it though?
Right.
That's
no,
the
it's
thing.
done well, but yeah.
Look
It
what
was
happened.
packed, the cinema we went
Look
to.
what's happened with Transformers.
No, you're right. Like
Yeah.
I do kind of want to see another one, because I want it to be better than. I think with the new plot, and it'd be better.
See, that's where you've got a
Better
massive
material.
risk with sequels. That's where you've got a massive risk with sequels.
And another thing, in the trailers, you see Channing Tatum, you see quite a lot of big actors, and many of them they're hardly in it. You barely see them.
I think the only sequels that have actually pulled off, right, and have been spot on is Toy Story.
Right, John.
That's the only sequels that start springing to mind that have actually pulled it off and they've been absolutely brilliant all the way through.
Bond films.
You can't say that. You can't say
touch
that.
and go.
Because
Touch and
you,
go.
you,
No, there's some brilliant ones.
Yeah,
there's some brilliant ones, but there's some brilliant ones.
Oh, which one did you want to ram through Daniel Craig's ass?
Oh, Spectre.
Yeah,
Shit.
there you go.
Skyfall.
Sphincter. Spectre.
Casino Royale. The Mission Impossibles are all really good.
Well, you
what
told
else
me
is
that
there?
Kingsman,
Yeah,
the Kingsman, they've got a brilliant script lined up for the third one. So we'll just
Yeah,
have to
he's
see.
put it towards.
Third Bond over MI6.
Right, so ratings, stars, scores.
Well, you see, I would give it a really, really, really high rating, but it became a lot of Americanized. It really was Americanized, this version of it as well, compared to the.
It wasn't all, was it? It could have been
statesman.
worse.
It was more statesman more than
Yeah, it was.
Well, yeah, because
more than Kingsman. This
Kingsman
one, but
was all about the English
Yeah, and I like that.
I like that as well.
agent recruitment drive, which was Eggy or Egg, whatever. it
Yeah,
is.
Eggsy.
Eggsy.
Yeah.
So
And
it was
Eggsy
all
and
about
Harry.
him and
Yeah.
how he became. So I can understand the first one being English, and now this one more American.
It's more Americanized, but they're appealing more. I mean, the last bad guy, obviously Samuel L. Jackson, was an American as quite well. But yeah, they try to they brought a lot more American into this one.
So as a
to appeal to the
storyline
American
travelled
market as well.
across the Pacific then to America, Is that what we?
It's in the
is that where
trailers,
we're
yeah.
going
Big
on?
part is the Statesman and the Kingsman.
That's another thing we'd mentioned in the review, wasn't it? Like, it's, you know how we watched Goldeneye and it was proper like cheesy and rubbish and stuff.
Yeah.
This is the cheesy Bond films,
Yeah.
but good.
Oh,
like
yeah,
you
we
get
talked
all the
about that.
gadgets, the weird, like clever gadgets and stuff like
Yeah.
that. This could be the new Bond.
You did bring up a good point that the Bond's been all serious, so Kingsman's bringing the fun back into the Private Eye with all the gadgets and all the cheesiness and all the one-liners.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Anyway, I give it 4.
Yeah, you see,
Let's watch the Kingsman in 20 years' time and see what review we'll give it then.
Yeah. See, I sounded really negative there, and I know it might have put you off, but it's still a good. The action scenes are still brilliant. Nothing quite as memorable as that church scene.
No.
Yeah, I don't think anything is as memorable as
Nothing was as memorable as that, was
church
there?
scene.
Oh, the bar scene when he locks him in the bar.
Yeah.
well.
Well, they
Yeah,
repeat that. No, from the first film, where he
Oh.
locks the door and goes, "Manners maketh man," and kicks the
Oh, I
head
thought
in.
you were talking about the
They basically repeat that whole scene again, don't
Yeah.
Again, because it did
Slightly
that
different,
yeah.
at the end of the first one.
Yeah.
they? Yeah, it's slightly different, but yeah, and yeah.
I still give it a 4 though. I haven't dropped it down to a 3.
No,
It's still a 4 for me.
So much fun though.
I'm
So
still gonna
funny.
watch it. I'll still watch.
Still great action scenes. Elton John's fantastic. It's a decent. It is a
Elton
decent.
Did you
John.
say Elton John?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, did we miss that bit out? We didn't want to give it as a spoiler.
What the actual?
He's brilliant.
Fluffy ducks.
He's a really good actor for the time he's in it.
Yeah.
He is.
How much is he in it though?
More than I thought. It's still a cameo, I'd say, but it's more than I thought.
It's not just like one scene. He's in several scenes throughout the film.
and near the end,
Does he
he's a
sing
bit more there
Candlelight
and
in
more.
the Wind?
He's in it a bit more, and his acting's.
He's on the
actually
piano
acts-
quite a lot.
Yeah, he is.
Does he sing in it?
He plays himself. He's been kidnapped.
He's been kidnapped.
That's why it is. It is so. It just takes the piss, doesn't it?
It does.
Ah, okay.
So it does get away with a lot.
And his outfits, of course, are outrageous as you expect from Elton
Yeah,
John.
you can't expect anything less.
But watch it,
Yeah.
I definitely
Right.
4 from me. It's
I'll
still
stick to a
from you.
4.
Still
Yeah,
a 4.
it just I do
will
have a
watch
few
it,
issues.
because the
but
first one was outstanding.
You'll all enjoy it. Should we play our game?
Go on then.
Right, it's game time, and the rules are:
Ooh, welcome back.
I'll say film, and then you have to choose the third letter from the title. You have to say a film beginning with that letter. So, for example, if I say Matrix, John would have to
Titanic.
choose a film beginning with T.
Titanic.
Now, if it's a film that starts with the, you ignore the, and you just choose a third letter from the main title.
Oh, you know I'm thick as fuck. You know that. don't you?
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
If there's a bit of a silence, the stopwatch goes on. You've got 30 seconds from the stopwatch starting.
Why,
30 seconds.
why the third letter?
Because
It makes you think more.
it makes you think. Also, if it's the last letter, it's always the same letters. It's an R or an S. Like you don't get as variety of letters. A third letter
Like
is it's
Equalizer,
more.
Why
Transformers.
the second letter?
Uh,
Must be awkward, by the way.
You are.
A&E. It's always a vowel.
Yeah, that's the reason you don't get the same letter. Over
Right,
and
so
over.
third letter in. Say film. Go.
Right. So, should we start on the Matrix? So,
Matrix.
Matrix. John.
Titanic.
Transformers.
Hang on, this isn't right. Stopwatch has started in 9 minutes. Take your time, Dean.
Airbender, is that a film?
Why can't I choose no minutes?
Do you know what? I'm glad that. Do you know? I'm so lucky, right? Because I was actually going off Matrix.
No, it's not.
So I was quite lucky because obviously Titanic's got a T in it.
Ant-Man.
Oh my god.
Woo!
Ant-Man.
Ant-Man, thank you. Terminal. The Terminal.
The risk factor?
The Risk Factor, what's that?
What?
I don't know.
Stopwatch has started. Film beginning with R.
Revenant.
V for Vendetta.
Oh. Stopwatch has started.
Is it Night at the Museum? Is that a film?
Oh.
Which can't begin with O. What school did you go to?
What?
Beginning with
That was
O.
O.
V for Vendetta.
V4.
V4.
You got
I thought it was just called
14,
Vendetta.
13,
No.
Oh,
12.
It's called
11.
V4 Vendetta. I thought it was just called Vendetta. No. I don't know. Not a clue.
Isn't that like a Steven
Don't really watch
Seagal film? Vendetta.
O. Nothing? No. Teens out.
Dean's out.
Oh, no.
The Omen.
Wow. So what's that, A? Oh my god, when you put it on the spot, it's crazy,
It's hard,
isn't it?
innit? Stopwatch died.
I've got a good one.
Everest.
Everest.
Oh,
What's mine then?
Here you go.
Equalizer.
You.
oh.
Ooh.
Unbreakable.
Wow. Good. Good.
Bridget Jones's Diary. Aye.
Internship.
Is that a film?
Yeah, that Google one.
I haven't heard that for these
It's a
films.
part of a comedy thing, isn't it?
Yeah, I know it.
T.
Owen
Or
Wilson.
is it intern? The intern.
My game.
Sorry.
Chance. It's just, you're giving me more time to say. A.
AI.
You have to go with the last letter. I.
Again, are you bastard? Oh. I.
15 seconds.
I don't know. I really don't know.
What's the time on?
25 seconds.
25 seconds.
Go on.
I man. Is that
You
right?
lucky bastard.
Do you know what?
Jesus.
Alright, so what have I got?
Oh.
You asshole. Don't do that to me again, John.
Who? Go.
Once Upon a Time.
That's not a film, it's a series.
Once Upon a Time. Jennifer Goodwin and Jennifer Morrison.
Right, so what have I got? Say.
Yep.
Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. A.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whew, that was hard, that bit.
Avengers.
Oh, nice.
A.
Aragon. Is that the one with the
Dragon,
thing?
yeah.
What have I got? A. Anaconda.
Fuck.
Oh, nice.
A.
Again. Annabelle.
Oh.
A.
Is it? Is
Yeah.
that two ends?
No, I think it's on. No, is it?
Two ends.
Oh,
Is
it's
it
two ends.
Night at the Museum.
Groundhog Day.
Nice. Oh.
Mhm.
We've had the Omen, haven't
Yeah.
we? Oh.
Started.
Oh.
What was that hard?
Oh, do you know, I'm trying to think. It's so hard. Oh.
On the spot it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Got 10 seconds.
I can't think. Oh.
5 seconds.
I hate you, John. Use these seconds to say I fucking hate you.
Right. Done. Done in.
What have I got? I've got O then.
Yeah.
Oh, come on. Out of Time.
Well done.
Thank you.
Terminator.
That was Denzel as well.
Terminator.
We've done Terminator, haven't we?
No.
Yeah.
We've done Terminator.
You done Transformers,
No,
not
you
Terminator.
said Terminator, didn't you?
No, I said Transformers. So I haven't done Terminator.
No, Terminator then.
Is it just me and you?
Yep. R.
Romeo and Juliet.
So what's that? M. Monsters Inc.
Nocturnal Animals.
Wow.
Clockwork Orange.
Yeah, well done.
Oh, not all again. Oh, that's got me then.
Do you know
I'm
what?
dead.
Do you know this? The Rick, you to dig deep, Rick, because looking at these, there is plenty.
Oh, I know there is, but Oscar.
Stop you looking.
Yes, Oscar. Yeah, with Sylvester Stallone.
Wow.
So what's that say?
Oh God, John, you've got loads, mate.
Simon, come on.
How'd you phone?
Cinderella.
Oh, right. Oh, in again.
Yeah.
Next.
Oh, well done, yeah.
Oh, fuck's sake.
Wow.
Oh, X is easy.
Yeah, actually there is. That is really, really easy, John.
Extreme.
Yeah, 2018 film comedy.
2018. It's not out yet.
2008, sorry.
Oh.
Teen film comedy.
Ah, well, there you go. So what's that? EXT. No, it's not.
No, it's
XTR.
Ratatouille.
Well done.
So what's that? RAT. Tremors.
Ooh, well done.
No. TER. E.
TR.
TR.
Tremors,
E. Sorry.
E.
E.
E.T.
I'm just looking at that right now.
So T again. Lovely. Transylvania Hotel.
A Wonderful Life.
Yes. 1960 something like that film, isn't it?
Old film,
It's
yeah.
an old one, that one. Well done.
It was
Old.
It's so
Oblivion.
Oh,
Well done. I looked at that and I was like, oh, good choice. Well
L.
done.
Lock, Stock and Two Smoking Barrels.
Nice.
So what's that?
C.
LOS.
C.
C.
Lock, Stock and Two.
Oh, Lock. Oh, C. Yeah, sorry. C. Conan, the Barbarian.
Wow.
Can I be hard to me mouth here?
Never Say Never Again. The Bond film, isn't it?
1983.
V.
Have you started?
Yeah.
It's a lot easier when you're not actually playing.
Anyway. It's easy when I'm looking through this list.
It's definitely a V that hasn't been said.
No, lost.
I mean, it's even worse when someone says there's definitely a V that hasn't been said.
Yeah. Could have had VHS.
You could have.
Did you do Van Helsing? I wasn't
Van
listening.
Helsing.
Yeah. Vacancy. Vacation.
Fuck's sake.
Woo!
There you go.
Right.
Right.
Crew review. Excuse me. We put it up to the vote. Can you remember what the film choices were? We had Looper. Thank God that didn't win. I tell you what, right? It came down to
Good.
a
Because
tiny
people like it.
percentage.
People do like
John,
it.
what was yours? Yours got wiped.
There was Deja Vu. wasn't it?
Deja vu.
And I'm so surprised at that though.
I know, I was very surprised at that. Obviously, some people don't know what great films are.
Yeah, we had to choose a time travel film. Mine was, what was it called?
Edge of Tomorrow.
Edge of Tomorrow. The
Edge of
winning
Tomorrow.
one. The one that we've all reviewed.
I think you find that Butterfly Effect one.
Butterfly Effect didn't win.
It should have won.
You know what? I started to watch that, Dean, just to,
Then you fell asleep.
before the thing. The acting's a bit dodgy, isn't it? Ashton Kutcher. How do you say his name?
Ashton Kutcher.
He's not a good actor. He is an awful actor.
That's why he never really went
Yeah.
anywhere. But it's still a good storyline, though. Still quite
I will
good.
watch it.
It's quite
I will
unique.
watch it. So yeah, out of them lot, Edge of Tomorrow won. And initial thoughts, Dean.
Edge of Tomorrow, I thought was a fantastic film. I thought it was a brilliant film. I thought the way they handled the time loops, it wasn't overly boring to see the same scenes time and time again, because there's an interesting aspect to each time. We did a time loop. So yeah, it was a brilliant film all the way through. Brilliant action.
That's the risk it has, isn't it? It's like with a film that repeats itself. Obviously, he's waking up at the same moment every time. The risk is it gets so repetitive.
It gets repetitive,
Obviously,
yeah.
it's
And some
repetitive
people are
for
put
film,
off.
but-
Yeah, some
yeah.
people are put off like that, like when they're watching Groundhog Day, with the
Yeah.
same thing going over. I thought it was brilliant. I liked all the links and references to BBC News, because a lot of it takes part in London at the start. I thought that was good.
In
I
London,
enjoyed
love
that.
it as well. Yeah.
BBC News channel popping up. I love that.
It's straight into it, isn't it? There's no messing about. It's straight in. It explains on the news what has happened. All the
Yeah.
aliens have took over the whole of like Europe and that way, and Britain's the kind of last stand.
It is just thrown straight into it. I thought
No
the
messing about.
I thought the battlefield scenes felt quite intense, and that's coming from someone that doesn't really watch things based on real life in the battle scenes, but it just seemed quite intense. You had an impression that you're right in the middle of a big war. There were some elements of the sci-fi that seemed even bit far-fetched for sci-fi.
No, what?
Like what caused the time loop in the first place? It was sort of like Alien Blood, wasn't it? So
Yeah, because he killed
I
an
thought-
alpha, didn't he?
Yeah, and it was the blood that
Um,
because they had control of putting it in a time loop, but I don't know. But it seemed a bit of a strange explanation, but it sort of worked. It's sci-fi, isn't it? They can get away with it, whatever they wanted. But overall, brilliant movie. Enjoyed it,
Yeah.
start to finish.
Yeah, okay. I think with it being repeating itself and stuff like, and the pacing and everything, I thought the pacing was perfect. It's just a quick. It doesn't feel like a long film, does it at all?
No.
Like it's just. But again, it's the same director who did American Made. Like the pacing's perfect and it's so energetic, and you're just glued. Doug Liman is the director, and I'm so excited to see what he does in the future. Like I want to see all of his films. He's so good.
I also like the way it's filmed on the beach. Nitty gritty. It's in there. It's action. Camera shaking, but not too extreme.
Not too extreme. Good
It's-
point.
you
Really
know
good
what I mean?
point, that, yeah.
I love the camera angles. Some of the camera angles are on fixed points. Some of the camera angles you're in the full in the action with him, and I really love that sort of new play on the camera sort of the tricks. Is like first person sort of point of view, but then also having a bit of a back shot.
Could see
as well,
what- yeah.
watching the battlefield.
Yeah.
I love that sort of intensity and sort of having a bit of a breather, so to speak.
It was well shot, definitely, the battle scenes, yeah.
Because you're with him throughout all of it, and when he's initially starting the loop, and you think, oh Jesus Christ, the grind, and then there's bits and you think, oh my God, that was horrible. The ways he dies, the way he comes back, you know what I mean?
Yeah, they were comical.
You know,
Because you see him looking, thinking, oh, he would go again, boom,
Yeah.
straight in the head, wake up, do the whole day. But what I find was quite nice was you had obviously the battle scene on the beach that he tried to overcome that. Then he had like another certain obstacle that he had to overcome that. But each and every time it was repeating, dying, and going through the same.
He was
hell.
learning, he was getting
But
better.
yeah, exactly, yeah, and he was learning with this woman that he
And it was cleverly shot, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Like it wasn't the same moment over again. It was like a little bit of a different moment, so it didn't get repetitive for the viewer.
No, it
anything
didn't.
that was repetitive, they skipped over, didn't they? On the next
Yeah.
loops, they were just showing the important key things that had changed. And he said he had the battle of convincing them that he was actually time looping in the first place.
Yeah.
It was really good.
I liked also, and I didn't notice it the first time I watched. So we follow him, who follows this girl. I forgot her name completely now in the film. But we follow her as well. Now she's this kick-ass person.
Yeah.
So what
It's Emily Blunt, isn't it?
Yeah. What military background has she got? She's got none.
No, because she's been through it. Yeah, I see what you
So
mean.
you're sort of learning her story. She's not just this kick-ass person. She's been through all this before.
Yeah,
And
she's
so,
same scenario, isn't it?
so you get that story connection, and so it doesn't feel like boy meets girl, both go and save world, the end. It's like there's that twist in there as well with her. She failed, where he's got a chance to pick up the mantle and try and do something different. And I like how he's not just Tom Cruise kick ass. He's not Jack Reacher. He's not Dylan Hunt or whatever he is out with.
Well, that's it, isn't it? It kind of comes with like a superhero for a bit because he knows exactly what's going to happen when, and he's so good. And then you feel the vulnerability of him as soon as he can't reboot. As soon as he loses that power, they've done that blood transfusion.
Yeah.
All of a sudden you feel the vulnerability, don't you? Straight
Yeah,
away.
yeah.
I love that.
It's like when he first goes in, obviously he hasn't got a clue what he's doing. He's got the safety on. He's trying to figure out how to take the safety off. He's got about 10 different languages he's
That adds a
chosen,
lot to the
whatever,
comedy, doesn't it? The
Yeah.
fact that he learns it. And
Literally doesn't have a clue, but like you say, because he goes through it step by step by step by step. He overcomes obstacles. He learns. Meets that woman, and it goes so forth and so on. But
It's gruesome a little bit as well, isn't it?
it is, yeah.
Especially when he shoots that the C4, the mine or whatever it is at the beginning, and he gets it on him, and his face raids away.
Yeah.
I was like, do you know what? I forgot about that bit. And when I watched it again, I was like, whoa, I feel thick.
Yeah.
Here comes me primal.
But the CGI effects, I even thought were
excellent. wasn't it?
absolutely dot on.
Yeah.
Absolutely dot on. Because sometimes with CGI, you can go over the top and you can tell it's CGI, and it's kind of spoils the films, like, so to speak. But with this, like you say, it was well paced. Everything was dot on. Tom Cruise was just at his best again. I like Tom Cruise.
It didn't have a particularly big budget either, so what they did out of what they had was incredible.
The twist was quite good as well because the aliens were using the time loop to learn tactics and win every
So
war,
they
weren't
were
they?
learning
So they were going back
it,
again. If they
yeah.
lost, they went back again and did it again, back again, did it again. So he sort of like turned that against them and their own.
Yeah.
That's how he managed to win.
Really
so it was
clever.
good. It was good.
What? Sorry,
Go on, sir.
I was going to say what we don't see and understand is how many times he's done it. Because there's certain points he references.
It's like hundreds, isn't it? Gets to the point where
Especially
he's done
that
it so
scene
much.
where they're both in that barn and he's like about talking about the
Oh,
coffee.
That was brilliant.
And she's like, how many times have we done this?
Yeah.
And he's like, you don't want to know. I can't. We can't.
We don't
win."
see everything, and I like that. Do you, like
Yeah.
they could have done all sort. They could have got romantic or like. We
Well,
just
he found
don't
out
see
a name.
everything, do we?
He found out a middle
He-
name.
yeah,
and
yeah,
lots
lots
of
of
other
things
bits. And
Brilliant acting, really
Yeah.
good, strong story, very well edited. No, at no point did I get bored. I was hooked. Absolutely brilliant film. Loved it.
Yep,
Yeah.
Loved it.
I absolutely agree.
Out of 5, Dean.
I would give it a 5. I think it's a really, really good film. I think the critics said it was really highly rated by the critics as well,
Yeah, it's
but they
got good
didn't.
reviews.
Some critics didn't like the ending that we've just been discussing there.
Yeah.
The last bit, some critics didn't like. the
Yeah,
ending.
it could have been done a bit
7.9.
better.
7.9 on IMDb.
Which
7.9.
could drop it to a 4 for some people, but I don't know. I think I'll still give it a 5. I thought it was a really good film.
Yeah, I'd go 5 because for what it is, I can't see how they would have made that much better. And the ending's a little bit like, but it's fine because
It doesn't
Yeah.
take anything
Really
away from the film. It doesn't take like the ending. Yeah, it could have been done a bit better. Don't get us wrong, but it does not take any entertainment value away from that film.
I'll give it a 5. Definitely.
Bloody hell, he's all generous, aren't you?
Yeah. It was a
Definitely.
great standalone film. It's just one-off standalone film, isn't it?
I've got it on Blu-ray, and I got it on Blu-ray as soon as I've watched it when it got released. I was like, "This is a film I've got to have," and then as soon as it came on Blu-ray, I got it straight away.
I'd give it about 3. I wouldn't.
three?
No,
Huh?
I'm only joking. No, 5. It's definitely worth a 5. Absolutely.
One for your collection, then.
Yeah, I mean, from
Oh, aye.
it just like it's not
Next to your golden eye.
great film.
absolutely 5 all round.
So thank you for choosing it.
Yeah. And we'll be back next podcast with the next chosen film, which we're going to discuss.
Yes, we are.
We're going to discuss.
Yes, we are. But
Now, we only discussed this bit in the podcast.
There's 2 films.
It's only the review that goes on YouTube, so if they've been watching YouTube, you need to subscribe to our podcast. For the next podcast, we are choosing
pardon me.
a Spielberg directed movie.
2 films are banned.
2 films are banned.
Yeah.
I know which one he's going to say is banned.
Jurassic Park.
No, one of them reminds
Jurassic
him.
Park.
One of them reminds him
E.T..
of childhood. Dean got bullied. What was it, Dean? Do you want to explain? I'm sure you don't want to explain.
Elias, with finger cut on my face all the time.
Dean Elliott.
Oh no.
I could put the Photoshop up as well.
No,
for
I was not in the
next
basket. I
we
was
make.
not on the flying bike.
I bet you've been on a few flying bikes in your time, so.
No, that film came out and all I heard all the time at he was alien.
Oh, you see, for my film choice, I was torn between that and another one. Would you like me to not choose that one?
I'm sorry, but right, we can do Spielberg, but Jurassic Park and E.T. are banned. Even though they're
Do you know I'm
probably
going to
two of the
agree with
most
that?
obvious choices.
I'm going to agree with that.
They're not banned.
Look at his face.
They're not banned.
You knew exactly what he's going to pick.
Right, so right.
Right, I'm not being. Before we go into this, he has got one hell of a collection of films.
Oh yes.
He is by far one of the greatest directors
He's got
ever
57.
to exist. That's incredible for a director.
What a wide range of films he
And
has
a
as well.
huge wide range of films. What are you doing, John?
What are you doing?
Huge wide.
I knew you were going for that.
Huge range of films.
I want to choose first then, since I'm obviously not going to choose them 2.
Go on, then you choose first, son.
I'm
Go
gonna
on.
choose. I'm gonna
If you
choose.
pick my film, right, Dean, I'm going to come over there. I'm going to bend your nose.
Yeah, because you're gonna have to think of another one.
Oh god. Oh yeah. I stole your film last time, so you go first then.
Okay, so my film I've gone for, and it only because I've seen the other ones quite recently, or I'm sick of seeing them. I'm going for Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
I knew you were going to go for an Indiana
Which
Jones
one's
film.
that one?
I knew it.
2008.
one.
That is the worst film he's ever directed.
And
That's
that's why
what
I'm
I'm-
sticking it in.
That's one with the CGI monkeys. No, not the CGI.
Are you
monkeys.
insane?
No, I'm mixing up a little bit because I tell you what it is, right? Jurassic Park, I love it. It'd probably win straight out of the hat anyway, right?
How do you know that's
I
getting
fucking
chosen?
know. Hang on.
Because you've got to pick it, right? John's going to go for Transformers again. It'll probably reach
You
quite
can't
high.
choose Transformers. Spielberg's not ever directed Transformers.
It's Michael Bay, wasn't it?
It's Michael Bay. He's produced.
What does that show you?
He's a producer, not director.
Oh yeah, have you gone through, Have you
director.
gone through the director? Go through IDB.
Boom!
And go through
Producer.
directors,
He's
yeah.
not a director.
Because there's 57. Is it 57 movies?
There's no way I would have chosen the Crystal Skull. There's no danger of me stealing your film.
I can't stand E.T. Right, so I'm definitely not picking that.
Can't stand E.T.
Oh God.
Fabulous.
Oh yeah, high five, man.
I'm with Dean on this because I watched it as a kid and then I think I was tortured with it for the rest of my life. And I've seen a lot of the top films that he done quite recently, and you don't like AI, and that was my other choice.
Yeah, that's it.
So it was either
Oh yeah, it's
that
awful.
or
You
AI.
can't, you can't
You
choose.
like AI?
You
I
can't.
don't mind it.
You can't choose Lincoln because that's a based on real life film.
I've never seen Lincoln yet.
I haven't either because I don't usually watch based on real life films, do I? But apparently that's a really, really good film.
He's got look at this list of films, man. Honest to God, Saving Private Ryan and
Good one. Seen it.
Minority Report, Catch Me If You Can, BFG, War of the Worlds,
And that classic that Rick
War
didn't finish watching,
Horse,
Close
Hook.
Encounters.
Hook. What
Close
an
Encounters. You
amazing
didn't
movie.
finish
See,
it.
these are brilliant films, and I've had to go for this Indiana Jones one because I haven't seen it since 2008. So all the other ones I've seen quite recent. So this is the reason why I've gone for.
Like Raiders of the Lost Ark is one of the obvious choices, isn't it?
Yeah, but
that was a hugely well done film. As director.
Do you mind if I choose mine? Because John, obviously,
Yeah, as long as if it doesn't
really
got dinosaurs in.
Yeah, as long as it hasn't got more than 18 teeth.
Now, a friend of ours who actually did, he wrote the last top 5 video that we did. It was his number 1 pick, and it's a film that I've been meaning to watch again for quite some time, and it arguably is one of his greatest films he's directed. What do you reckon I'm going for?
Is it Saving Private Ryan?
Oh no.
Oh,
Jaws.
Gums.
I haven't seen that for many years, and it's definitely time I rewatch that. So Jaws. I'm throwing that in the
Jaws.
hat.
That's one of his classics, isn't it?
It was what made him, I think, that one. I think that was his most. See,
It's an iconic film.
it is. I mean, I watched Close Encounters of the Third Kind last week.
That's what I said. Yeah, Close Encounters.
I struggled with that one. I must admit.
They're remaking it though, aren't they?
There's a
It's a
remaster
remaster.
out now.
Remastered.
Just but
The character. See, that was a really good film, right? The only downside of it was that the characters could have been portrayed better in the film.
some scenes just last too long. There's a bit where he's throwing rubbish into his house through a window, and it goes on for about 45 minutes. It's like, come on. And then, I mean, the effects at the time would have been amazing, but anyway. So, Jaws, John, you're the final choice. What film are you picking?
What have you picked in?
I haven't picked one yet.
Oh, have you not? Yeah, I'm sorry.
I wasn't.
You
You see, I was going to pick Raiders of the Lost Ark, but we've all seen it so many times. I mean, it's just a film we've seen so many times.
It's what you want to watch, Dean. What you want to review.
Right, well, my choice.
Yes.
Looks
all right.
Dean
Are you
thinks-
going now?
Hasn't
Oh, sorry. Oh, go on.
I went first last time.
Go on,
Go
John.
on. No, go on, Dean.
He hasn't got one yet, have you?
I haven't got one because I was going
Go
to
on,
do Raiders
John.
of the Lost
Okay.
Ark, but we've seen it so many times, all of us.
Right, I'm going for Hook.
Right, okay. I'm happy with that as well. If it was to
I've
watch
only seen that once, and that was.
I know Amy will definitely watch that with me.
It's
Hook.
a brilliant film. Brilliant. Robin
It's-
Williams.
Robin Williams. It's got obviously Dustin Hoffman. You've got Bob Hoskins as well.
What a role he plays as well.
Smee,
Smee.
brilliant. We all know the story of Hook.
I've seen this film so much.
Peter Pan. Obviously, Robin Williams plays Peter Pan, but Robin Williams plays Peter Pan brilliantly. Absolutely brilliantly. Obviously, you've got your London scene to Neverland, and from then it's just pure entertainment. One of Robin Williams' best, I would say. Dustin Hoffman plays an absolutely exquisite part with Hook, and again Smee with Bob Hoskins, the late Bob Hoskins. May rest in peace, as well as Robin Williams.
I think we've got a full review from Johnny here, haven't we?
We have.
Yeah.
So you watch it again, John. Give us the
But,
full film.
but we know it's a classic. We know
Good.
it's one of his best work, I would say.
Good choice. I think you
Choice?
should choose that, Dean.
Well, I'm thinking.
It's an ET.
I think for me, it's going to be out of Jurassic Park and E.T.
Oh.
I'm
Can you please, that would have been brilliant.
No.
Has he turned
Oh,
that?
them two are amazing.
They're
They are
not.
amazing, but
They're so
Jurassic-
amazing.
Jurassic Park is. In fact, both of them are, but I reckon Jurassic Park would win if we went on it
They
before.
probably would, right? But the reason I'm
It
not choosing them
would,
two is the same
wouldn't it? It
reason.
would.
That's why he wants it.
The reason
it
I'm
would.
not choosing them two is the same reason I'm not choosing Raiders of the Lost Ark, because we've all seen these movies many, many times, right?
okay.
So it's got to be something. But if we haven't got E.T., then that's like Steven Spielberg's early works, Close Encounters, along with E.T.
But he's got Jaws.
He's got Jaws, oh yeah,
innit?
true. Oh, I can't watch War of the Worlds again. All right, so what I'm going to choose is, and it was thought when Si said at the beginning that I was going to steal his film, I thought he was going to say Raiders of the Lost Ark, but he didn't. He said Crystal Skull.
Ugh.
Crystal
another
Skull.
Indiana
CGI
Jones
monkeys. CGI monkeys. No. What you want to see is Raiders of the Lost Ark. It could have been worse, John. It could have been Temple of Doom, and then you would have had to deal with all the screaming all the way through it. Although Temple of Doom was quite a good film as well. So I'm going with Raiders of the Lost Ark,
Raiders
and
of
I
the
want
Lost Ark.
and I want a serious review from all of you on this one when it wins. Right, John?
I'm not watching it.
Yes, you are.
If you choose the worst one, you won't watch the best one.
Oh.
Right, what do you reckon will win?
I reckon Hook's a good shout.
Hook's a very good shout, but
I reckon Hook's a very good shout.
Simon's better not win. That's got to be a zero
Do
vote.
not vote
know.
for Crystal
I hope it does.
Skull.
It won't be a zero vote because Simon's got about 4 Twitter accounts, and I'm sure he fires all of his votes.
I spread the word, right? And I tell you what, I link. How many times do I retweet your messages?
No, you're fantastic on Twitter, and people should follow you. You'll do your shout out in a second.
I'm just so thankful that E.T. or Jurassic Park are not in the vote. Even though
Can you believe I didn't choose Jurassic Park?
Yeah, but that's an obvious choice.
I know,
it's like,
exactly.
It's like the time traveling
It's
one.
exactly-
It's like picking Back to the Future. That's an obvious choice.
Oh, I'd love to do a review of Jurassic Park. Would be good.
No.
But I've seen it a gazillion. I'm actually watching it on Friday. Coming
Well,
up.
what have you chose?
Jaws.
What have you chose?
Raiders of the Lost
Ark.
Ark, Hook, and that great
Crystal
Crystal
Skull.
The one that won't win. Yeah. So it's down to us 3.
Yeah.
Hook.
I don't think Hook will win.
It's why.
I just think out with Jaws and Raiders. it's
Jaws will
between
them
them two, I
Jaws. You
think.
think Jaws, mate?
Well, let's just see how it goes.
Jaws is obvious. Like, he's gone for the obvious choice. Jaws will get it.
It's not. It's just the one I wanted to watch.
No,
Jaws.
people need to think about these things.
Didn't Spielberg do
They need to
Guns?
think of the actual script.
I'd be happy
the
to watch all
screenplay,
3 of ours.
The photography, the cast,
I hope
the
mine
actors.
wins. I hope mine wins.
Yeah.
Come on, peeps.
Right. It's been a very long podcast.
You've made me watch Top Gun. You made me watch GoldenEye.
Hang on.
If someone had chose War of the Worlds, we'd have had another Tom Cruise film.
No, yeah.
What
Sit-
the worlds? Oh god.
Out of the ones that we've actually watched so far, which one would you say is the best? I would say Edge of Tomorrow at the minute.
Of course.
Oh yeah.
Actually, tomorrow.
Probably
What would you say is in second place?
Top Gun, and then GoldenEye. I'm thinking of doing like a tally for this.
Top Gun had no chance of winning, but I made it win.
Top Gun was a guaranteed win.
It was not.
We'll have a tally chart. I'll create a graphic, a tally chart of who's winning.
GoldenEye had no chance of winning.
I don't know why you think that created me.
You've more than one vote though, aren't you?
I made
I've
it
only
win.
got 2.
All right. Okay.
And Raiders of the Lost Ark has no chance of winning, but you're going to make it win. Come on, get voting for that one.
Jaws.
GoldenEye.
Crystal Skull.
One of the greatest films ever made.
No, I beg to differ. Hook, come on. Robin Williams, Dustin Hoffman, Bob Hoskins. There's an A-list cast.
Hang on, there's 3 films. You won Top Gun. Oh, and you won.
GoldenEye.
GoldenEye.
The
So you
problem
got
is, John,
2-1-0-0. Thanks very much for listening. You can follow us on Twitter at popcorn_media, and you can find us on Facebook at Popcornography. We're on YouTube if all my videos haven't been deleted. It's just an empty account.
So when I went on the website the other day, right, it's got all your reviews, and then in this bottom corner, it's just greyed out tape deck. Where
Greyed out tape deck?
Where they deleted the thumbnail and the video.
Because I'd put it on my main page. I'm fuming, man. Fuming. www.popcornography.co.uk. There's lots of other things on there other than deleted videos, I promise you. Greyed out tape decks.
Yeah.
We've got a lot of written reviews on there from Nigel. Thank you so much, Nigel, for doing them. Like, honestly, he's done loads and they're really good.
Thanks, Nige.
Don't always agree with his reviews, but that's the beauty of film reviews, isn't it?
It is.
Where's Nigel from? Like,
University. I met him at uni. He was a year lower than mine.
oh, okay.
Currently studying there.
Well done, Nigel. Good lad.
Yeah. Glad you've read them, John.
Yeah.
Supporting you, you know.
I was doing click on them ads.
Yeah, no. Oh, yeah, click on some adverts. It gives us like 20-30p a click. And
Okay.
with enough of them, we'd buy a new mic and make John sound better.
Yeah.
No one's gonna do it now, are they? No one wants to hear John. Do you want to do a shout out, Si, for your account?
Yes, Popcorn Media _Si.
And mine's go on, you finished yours yet?
Yeah, that was it.
That was it. Oh, mine's carrier pigeon.
Smoke signals.
People will be
Smoke
looking
signals.
for that. .org.
I know the person who has got that account is coming like, why am I getting this? I don't even like movies. I like pigeons.
You can find John if you want to shout at Angry John on Twitter. It's at Master Anthem. Right, thank you very much for listening. We'll be back in a couple of weeks' time. It won't be as big a long gap as it was this time. Like,
Rick's fault.
I'm not going on holiday. So, thanks for listening. We'll catch you later.
Bye.
Bye now. Bye.